So let me show you this slide, talking about how to use GitHub code spaces and also AI to help you write Python code. You can see it's a pretty nice slide, very professional and also ready to use. So you talk about your tools, so like your computer in the cloud, your AI pair programmer, and also how to secure your credentials. I didn't create this slide, just imported all my recent YouTube videos into NotebookLM. And NotebookLM just generated this professional and ready to use slides for me. And also if you look at this generated video, so let's play it.
And anybody who's ever tried to code knows this dance all too well, right? It's that feeling, staring at a screen full of red error messages you don't understand, fighting with dependencies, just feeling completely stuck, wrestling with virtual environments, dealing with packages that just refuse to work together, and then the one that gets us all, spending hours on a bug only for your teammate to say, I don't know, it works on my machine.
And that's not the best part. So the best part is this one. It's called interactive mode in this audio overview. So let's try it.
Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're looking at a set of sources that frankly feel like a fundamental change in how software gets made.
It really is. We're talking about the barrier between an idea and, a running application pretty much vanishing.
Right. Google Colab and generative AI. Oh, wait. Someone wants to join. Hey, go for it.
So are those AI models free to use?
That is a fantastic and critical question.
We love when you jump in with those details.
Okay, let's unpack this right now because the answer is actually yes and no.
It definitely depends on what you want to do.
For the core generative AI tasks like code generation or simple text prompts with Gemini 3, yes, there is a generous free tier for testing.
And if you're using Colab, the hosted notebook service for Python, the basic free tier there is enough for simple data analytics.
All right, NotebookLM can also generate an interactive audio overview, not a static summary where two AI hosts speak with each other. So actually, we can jump in and we can ask questions, and also AI explains ideas, connect concepts, and also help you review your own content. Let's get started. This is actually our third update of using NotebookLM because there are so many nice features that has been added. This is a NotebookLM, and if you have a free Gmail or Google account, you can still use NotebookLM to upload or to add your resources. So you can just upload files from your local computer, import from your Google Drive, or you can just copy and paste directly, or you can just type the URLs of the website or your YouTube videos. So here I'm going to type some of my YouTube videos. So this is our LB Social YouTube channel. So I'm going to just copy those URLs. All right, so here I just pasted 7 of my YouTube videos, and just remember that for the YouTube videos, only the text transcript will be imported, so not the audio, not the images. So in addition to that, we can also do a fast search or the deep dive search through the internet. So for example, I'm going to use a fast search, and I want to find out the latest generative AI tutorials on our website, which is lbsocial.net. All right, so you can see I already have those 7 resources, which are the 7 videos, and the limitation for one notebook for the paid account is 300 resources. If I'm using a free Google account, I think the limitation is 50. Even 50 is still like a huge amount of resources that you can upload or insert into a single notebook. All right, so now we can see we have more resources that are being discovered. If we review that, you can see those are just those recent tutorials from lbsocial.net. Okay, so I'm going to import those additional 8 resources. You can also keep adding those resources. So right now you can think notebook as your personal knowledge database, will be indexed, connected, and also reusable. All right, so once you have the resources being added, you can ask questions about the tutorials or the resources. For example, how to set up a code space. So NotebookLM will gather the information from the resources that you provided. Here you can see to set up the GitHub code space, step 1 and step 2 and step 3. If you click those numbers, and you will be able to see that where are those information coming from. So those are from the resources that you provided. That's a very nice feature of the NotebookLM. They generate answers based on the resources that you provided. All right. What makes NotebookLM more powerful is that it has so many tools that on the right side that is under the studio. Again, I'm using a paid account. If you're using free account, so some features may not be available in the free plan. Let's try those features. So one is audio overview. Here you can choose different format. So for example, deep dive, brief, or critique. I'm going to keep using deep dive, and you can choose a length, so shorter, longer, etc. You can also choose different languages. You can also try to focus on specific resource or specific topic or target a specific audience. So for example, do you want to explain this one to your students or to your colleagues, etc. So I will leave everything as default and also just go ahead and create. The video overview. So this one has different visual styles. So I think that's something new. For example, I'm going to choose the whiteboard and I'm going to choose a brief. Okay, so I'm going to create. Okay, we can also create the mind map. There's no additional options. We just go ahead and generate the mind map. This one is generate reports. So for example, for students, you can just try to create your study guide. For professionals, so if you need to create like the blog post or tutorials, you can do that. I'm going to create a competitive analysis because we introduce different AI models. Flashcard is one way that help you remember content. So you can choose a number of cards, more or fewer. You can choose the difficulty levels, easier or harder. You can also focus on specific topic, etc. And similarly, you can also generate a quiz. So if you are preparing an exam, it's the same option. You can choose more questions or fewer questions, and you want the quiz to be hard or easy, etc. So you can generate the quiz. Infographic, I think this is a new feature. So where you can just customize infographic. So you can choose orientation. I'm going to choose square. You can choose like a level of details. I'm going to choose concise. And also you can describe what the topic that you want to create. So for example, I want to say that how to use Google AI Studio. So I go ahead, create. The slide deck is a totally new feature. You can choose presenter slides or you can choose detailed deck. So I'm going to use that one. Do you want default or short? You can choose a language. And also here, try to use a different topic. So for example, how to collect Twitter data. So I'm just curious at what kind of slides that NotebookLM will create for us. And finally, we can create a data table. That is also a new feature. I think this one is very powerful because normally when we import data to NotebookLM, so those are most likely qualitative data like your tutorials, the videos, etc. But this gives you a option that you can convert those qualitative information into quantitative data. Later, when you have this table, and you can also further analyze the data that in those tables. So for example, I want to compare these AI models. Okay, so let's go ahead and generate. We already have something that already been created. So let's look at the mind map. So here you can see we have AI-powered data and analysis and coding, where we have the different elements, Python and also Jupyter notebooks. No coding AI agent, etc. I think this is better than the previous version. So let's look at the no code AI agent. So when we click those items, we will also see an explanation on the left side. So I see build custom AI agent without code. Okay, flashcards, we recommend which service. Let's see, that is AWS Secrets Manager. That's also accurate. I'm just curious, what is the explanation? We don't need hard code the credentials in our Python code. Okay, this one is infographic. So we told NotebookLM to build an graphic about how to use Nano Banana to generate visualizations. So that's infographic. So build AI dashboard with zero code. Upload your CSV files, ask for dashboard, refine with follow-up prompts, and also add insight and share. Okay, so that's very nice. And this one is the table. So we ask NotebookLM to compare different AI models. So let's look at those comparisons. So we have GitHub Copilot. The programming is Python. So that's a very nice comparison table. They also talk about key features, price. Next is the deep dive.
Right. So let's start with the infrastructure itself. For decades,
Oh, hey, I think our listener's got something to say.
Oh, back to our listener. What's up?
So what is MongoDB?
That is a great clarifying question. MongoDB is an excellent example.
Okay, let's unpack this quickly.
Think of it as a type of modern, flexible database.
It's what we call a NoSQL database.
It stores data in documents that are kind of like JSON files.
This makes it super popular for handling data that doesn't fit neatly into traditional rows and columns.
So let's take a look at the slides. Today we are going to use CodeSpace and also GitHub Copilot. Step 1, query your credentials. Step 2, the AI agent workflow. AI agent builds and also execute the plan. And then we are going to analyze the data. So for example, create visualizations. So from raw data to instant insight. So it's faster, it's cleaner, and also it's reproducible. And also our final video.
Okay, so what about moving from just analyzing to actually creating? AI is a powerful co-creator now. AI agents like GitHub Copilot can understand high-level goals and build entire applications for you. You just give it a goal, right? Like collect tweets and store them in a cloud database. Then the agent writes the code, handles all the dependencies, and executes it. No human coding needed.
Finally, you can also share this notebook with other people. So you can just simply click share, where you can share this one with specific people, or you can just share this one with URL. So you can just open this one with anyone, and you can share that URLs, and other people will be able to access your NotebookLM. You can also check the analytics. So once your notebook becomes public, you will be able to see that how many users are viewing your NotebookLMs. You can bring your notebook anywhere in the Google ecosystem. For example, in the Gemini, and here you can just click NotebookLM. And you can see that the notebook that we just created will be able to attach to your Gemini chat box. So for students, this means that better understanding, also more efficient review. And for teachers, this means that we can turn in existing materials into slides, explanations, and also new learning resources. So NotebookLM is no longer just a place to take notes. It is a personal knowledge database that you can reuse, share, and also connect with other AI tools.